Greetings, warrior. Yes, I'm speaking to you. How do you launch your day? Do you wake up and instantly grab your phone, scrolling endlessly before your mind fully awakens? If this sounds familiar, listen closely, because you're surrendering your power the moment your day begins. Most men rise and immediately reach for their devices. Their minds are hijacked by notifications, social media, news, and the ceaseless noise of the outside world. From the very first moment, they lose grip on their emotions, focus, and clarity. Contrast this with the 1% who start their mornings with absolute intention. No scrolling, no rushing, no reacting, just stillness, presence, and inner resolve. They don't wake to chaos. They rise in command. They own their mornings. And in doing so, they own their day. Marcus Aurelius said, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." Yet why do so few live this way? Because they've forgotten the morning is your kingdom. This is your sacred space to rule or relinquish. Those who yield to noise, emotions, and chaos chase their day instead of leading it. But those who master their mornings control their emotions, their choices, and ultimately, their lives. This video invites you to join the 1%, not because you're better than others, but because you refuse to settle for less than your potential. The Stoics didn't merely survive their days, they prepared for them. They didn't wait for motivation, they created momentum. They didn't ask, "What will today give me?" but "What can I give to today?" In this video, I'll share 7 Stoic morning secrets. Few practice, but those who do command their lives fully. These aren't typical morning routine tips. No fluff, no gimmicks. These are mental, emotional, and spiritual principles rooted in Stoicism, designed to make your mornings sacred, your actions deliberate, and your life unstoppable. Follow me, as each point builds on the last, awakening you in its own way, until you see why the morning isn't just a time of day. It's the foundation of your freedom. Leave this affirmation in the comments: I master my morning. I master my life. Like this video. Comment below. Share it with someone who needs it. If you're new, subscribe and turn on notifications. Let's begin. First, rise with discipline, not motivation. Most wait for inspiration to act in the morning. They tell themselves, "If I feel energized, I'll get up early." Or if I'm in a good mood, I'll exercise, meditate, or plan. But Stoics don't wait. They act regardless of feelings. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations at dawn, when you struggle to leave bed, tell yourself, "I must work as a man." This sounds simple but holds profound truth. Life's purpose isn't to sleep through it, but to engage fully. The first secret of the 1%, they rise with discipline, not mood. They don't argue with themselves or negotiate with the alarm. They simply get up. No drama, no excuses. Why this matters? Your first decision each morning is a vote for the man you'll become. Hitting snooze casts a vote for a weaker version of you. Rising on time votes for strength. You're not just waking up, you're forging your identity. That's the Stoic way. Live your identity. It's not about feeling disciplined, but acting disciplined, especially when you don't want to. This builds an inner strength. Over time, Your mind grows stronger than your emotions. Your body follows your will. Your energy bows to your resolve. Even on days when you feel tired, anxious, or uninspired, you rise because you've committed to it. This builds self-trust. And with trust comes power. To start, set a fixed wake-up time and guard it fiercely. No snooze button. Ever. When you wake, get up immediately. This signals your body. It's time to move. Speak a powerful phrase to yourself. Like, let's go. This day is mine. If you can defeat the weak voice in your head at 5 a.m., you can defeat it anywhere. You step into the world with your first victory already won. Most haven't even opened their eyes. Your morning doesn't need to be elaborate, just consistent. You rise not because you feel like it, but because it's who you are. Leave this affirmation in the comments. Discipline is my alarm clock. Second, win the first hour in silence. When you wake, who's in charge? You or your phone? Notifications, other people's drama. Most roll over. Unlock their screen and let the world invade. Before their feet hit the floor, their mind is hijacked, scrolling, comparing, reacting. In that moment, they've already lost the day. But the resolute do the opposite. They begin in silence. No music, no texts, no distractions, just stillness. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid about external things. Don't worry if silence feels odd or like you're falling behind. In that quiet lies your strength. Your mind is soft in the morning, receptive. What you take in first shapes your entire day. If you start with noise, you carry K's forward. But give yourself just 10 minutes of peace, and you allow your brain to breathe, reset, and focus. What do the strongest do? They sit up in bed, they close their eyes, feel their breath, and observe their thoughts without chasing them. They ask simple yet profound questions. What energy do I want to bring today? How would my best self act? This morning, this is what Stoics call prohairesis, your inner freedom to choose your response. No matter what the world throws at you, try this tomorrow. Before touching your phone, sit in stillness. Do nothing. Just be with yourself. You'll be amazed at how, over time, you become less reactive, more creative, and more grounded. Even when life turns chaotic later, you'll move through it like a calm storm because your morning wasn't stolen, you owned it. Silence isn't empty. It's space for clarity, control, and strength. True clarity never comes from noise. It comes from within. Leave a comment if you're serious about guarding your peace. Silence gives me control. Third, face the day before it begins. Life rarely goes as planned. You may have schedules, to-do lists, and the right mindset. But someone's foolish words, a plan falling apart, traffic, or an email can disrupt it all before 9 a.m. Here's the truth. Most let those moments ruin them. But Stoics expect disruptions, not out of pessimism, but preparation. An ancient Stoic practice called premeditatio malorum, preparing for the worst, equips you for life's challenges. It's not about gloom, it's about readiness. You train your mind to face adversity before it strikes. Seneca said, "He who has anticipated misfortune takes away its power." When you expect challenges, they don't knock you down. You handle them like a man who's been through it before. The strongest don't just live their day, they preview it with clarity and calm. They visualize what could go wrong, not in a spiral of worry, but with steady focus. Maybe someone interrupts me. Maybe I lose patience in traffic. Maybe I'm misunderstood or feel tired. Then they ask, how will I respond when it happens? This builds emotional resilience before the battle begins. Try this simple exercise. After your morning silence, ask yourself, what might challenge me today? Which emotions might rise that I need to master? How would my best self face that moment? Jot it down or reflect in your mind. Either way, it's powerful because when life unfolds, you won't freeze or falter. You've rehearsed it. You don't react on impulse. You respond with wisdom. This is Stoicism's core, not controlling life, but controlling yourself within it. This mindset brings a calm that others admire. You enter meetings unshaken, handle delays without anger, and face criticism without crumbling. You maintain composure. That's your strength, not perfection, not false positivity, but preparation. You faced the day before it starts, giving you an edge. Leave this affirmation in the comments, I am prepared. Don't panic. Fourth, anchor yourself with a Stoic morning reminder. Every great leader, warrior, and philosopher returns to a core truth. Each morning, a principle, a guiding light that defines who they are. Most men wake up forgetting who they aim to be. Stoics wake up and remember. Marcus Aurelius journaled daily, not to impress others, but to stay grounded. His words were personal reminders to live with strength and calm. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This is your morning anchor. A truth you repeat before the world pulls you away. Why this matters? Each morning, your identity is fragile. Before emails, opinions, and pressures hit, you must remind yourself who you are, or the world will decide for you. The wisest men choose or create a Stoic mantra and repeat it daily to stay centered and resolute. This isn't just motivation, it's a foundation. It pulls you back to your core. Examples: I don't control what happens, only how I respond. Today is a gift. I won't waste it in distraction. What matters most is how I live with myself. I'm here to live with truth, not to please others. You don't need 100 affirmations, just one truth to live by. Speak it aloud. Write it down. Make it your compass. Without a clear anchor, your mind wanders into anxiety, chaos, or aimlessness. But starting with clarity fuels purpose. You approach every task with intention, face challenges with alignment, and remain steady under pressure because your mind isn't guessing, it's rooted. Try this tomorrow. After waking, sit still and repeat your chosen Stoic truth 5 to 10 times with conviction. Let it resonate within you. Don't just say it, embody it. Over time, this becomes your mental armor. On days life tests you, this reminder pulls you back to strength. If you don't define who you are each morning, the world will confuse you. Don't let that happen. Leave this affirmation in the comments. I anchor my mind in truth. Fifth, master your mind before the world steps in. Your mind is most vulnerable in the first hour after waking, so ask yourself, who gets access to your mind first? For many, it's strangers online, unchecked news, pointless chatter, or opinions that diminish them. But Seneca taught, No man is more unhappy than he who never persuades himself to be so. Instead of letting the world shape you, take charge and shape your mind first. This is where Stoic reflection or journaling becomes your most powerful morning tool. It's simple. After your silence and anchor, spend 5 to 10 minutes writing your thoughts for you alone. Ask, what am I feeling now? What must I let go? What am I grateful for? Which virtue, patience, courage, discipline will I practice today? You don't need to write a novel, just a few honest lines. This creates a private space for self-awareness, where thoughts meet truth. It's a reminder, I control how I think. I don't carry yesterday's burdens into today. I don't mimic the world's energy. I create my own. After days of practice, your mind sharpens. You spot your emotional triggers. You react less impulsively. You catch anxiety creeping in and choose wiser thoughts faster. This is how Stoics build mental strength, not by ignoring emotions, but by exploring, understanding, and replacing them with wisdom. That's why the wisest 1% don't just wake early, they use mornings for real work, mastering their inner world. If you don't control your mind, the world will exploit it. You weren't born to be a slave to moods, emotions, or impulses. You were born to rule your mind like a king, with clarity, patience, and discipline. Use those first moments to claim your crown. Leave this affirmation in the comments: I master my mind before the world can. 6th, move your body to awaken your mind. A Stoic knows body and mind are one. If your body is sluggish, your mind follows. But when your body is alert and strong, your mind rises with it. That's why the sharpest men never start their day without movement, not for vanity or to impress, but as an act of self-respect. Marcus Aurelius asked, "Is this what you were made for, to huddle under warm blankets?" This isn't judgment, it's a call to action, a reminder that your body was built to move, to meet the day with strength, not lethargy. You don't need a 2-hour workout to be exceptional, just momentum. Movement sends a signal to your brain. You weren't made for ease, you were made to lead. Why is morning movement so powerful? It transforms your state instantly. Blood flows. Your heart activates. Energy rises. And mental fog clears. The weak part of you that wants to stay in bed fades. Stoics see physical movement as a way to forge willpower. Epictetus taught that disciplining the body trains the soul. A few push-ups, stretches, or a cold shower aren't just about fitness. They're about asserting control. You're telling yourself, I do hard things, even when I don't feel like it. That's leadership. That's self-mastery. Most men train for comfort, for weakness, then wonder why their lives feel frail. Here's your challenge. Each morning, move your body for just 10 minutes. Stretch, do push-ups, walk in silence, or splash cold water on your face. It doesn't need to be intense, just intentional. Your body isn't incidental. It's your vehicle for discipline. When you train it each morning, you step into the world feeling invincible, having conquered something before breakfast. Leave this affirmation in the comments: I act with discipline. I win my day. 7th, rehearse the man you want to become. The final secret of the 1% isn't what they do, but who they become. Each morning, before facing the world, they envision the man they aspire to be. This isn't pretense, it's living with purpose. Stoics call it living in harmony with nature. aligning fully with your values, reason, and highest self. Seneca said, "It's not that we have little time to live, but that we waste so much of it." Wasting time isn't just scrolling or watching videos, it's living without intention, reacting emotionally instead of reflecting, being swept along instead of leading. So, here's what the 1% do each morning. They ask, how would my best self act today? If someone filmed me all day, would I be proud of how I move, speak, and handle emotions? Where do I need to be stronger? And how will I face those challenges? This is mental rehearsal. You're not predicting every step, but shaping your identity. Try it. Picture yourself walking into work or a meeting with calm energy. See yourself staying composed in conflict, choosing patience over anger, speaking with clarity and confidence. This sets a blueprint for your brain, like practicing for the real performance. When life tests you, you're ready. Most men get swept up in the world's energy. Stoics create their own. They enter chaos with calm, meet aggression with strength, and counter fear with action. They don't fake it. They train it every morning. Over time, your identity hardens like stone. You become the man who shows up unshaken, speaks truth, and acts with purpose. You don't just have good mornings, you build a great life. Many dismiss mornings as unimportant, but the wise know they're everything. How you rise shapes your mindset, mood, momentum, and meaning. If you don't own your morning, someone else will. If you don't control your thoughts early, chaos will take over. If you don't discipline yourself before sunrise, life will do it for you, and it won't be kind. Stoics aren't just philosophers, they're warriors of the mind. They don't waste time or squander mornings. They live with deliberate repetition, reminding themselves daily of what matters, who they aim to be, and how they'll act, no matter what life brings. Let's recap the 7 morning secrets of the 1% first. Rise with discipline, not motivation. Second, win the first hour in silence. Third, face the day before it begins. Fourth, anchor yourself with a Stoic reminder. Fifth, master your mind before the world interferes. Sixth, move your body to awaken your mind. Seventh, rehearse the man you want to be. These aren't tricks, they're tools for transformation. Don't try them all at once. Start small, but start today. One small morning shift can change your life's trajectory. You don't need perfection, just awareness. Truly, wake up to your values, actions, and purpose. Let today be the last day you rise like the ordinary. Make it the first day you rise like the 1%. Like this video. Comment your favorite truth. Share it with someone who needs it. And subscribe for more Stoic wisdom. Leave this final affirmation in the comments. I rise as the 1%. I lead my life with Stoic strength.